fair use on the instrumental. So, I think I just figured out something really important. For a long time now, I try to understand the scriptures and what things really mean. Now, I don't always believe I have the full answer because the Lord works in so many ways that one thing He says has many, many answers to it if you only pay attention. Or, go back over it. The more you go over His knowledge, the more you see the other answers. Now, we're all taught and shown or whatever that the Lord is on the outside of us. Right? And we're also told that He's within us. I'm not going to dispute either one, for they're both true. Now, it's come to my attention of why the Lord asks us to try our hardest to be like Him and not be Him. For one, to be the man, you have to beat the man. Challenging God is, stupid. But we never know when we're challenging Him. You'll get it when you start realizing like certain things are held back from you because you're going the wrong way and He's not going to let it work if you go that way. If you just turn around or go the direction He points you to that you don't want to go, you do the thing that you don't want to do, then you're not fighting Him. He's guiding you, steering the ship as you row. My father doesn't row. Sort of like becoming a boss and having to actually do the manual labor. The fuck did you become the boss for? You've already done the manual labor. You pay people to do that now. It's very easy to understand when you put it in those terms. Now, when it comes to children, we put so much pressure onto them to become greater men and women, usually better than ourselves. It's all we ever really ask for. Because they have that chance. We're mortals. We're always going to make a mistake. We're always not going to have enough time to learn everything and perfect it. Like my father. So that allows us to have life. The very fact that a man dies is the nature of things, so others can come after him. Now, I realize being a person that grew up in a backwards world, where the mother that's not doing as good as the father gets the children and then siphons money from the man to take care of those children instead of just giving the children to the man and being free once again. The thing that after 18 years of taking care of those children, every fucking woman that doesn't do good, they will say these words before the 18 years. If I didn't have kids, I could have been doing. If I didn't have kids, I could have. If I didn't have kids, I could have stopped being a hot ass. If I didn't have you, yeah, could have found a husband. You could have did so many other things and got your shit back together, or just fucked off and fucked around for the next 20,000 years and got some old guy to take care of you. You could have did so many other things besides be broke and pretend you're doing it. And those kids could have been with their father, getting all the support that you didn't give to them. He would have found another woman, and they would have got the mother quality things done. They would have never forgot that you were their mother, because every real father, no matter how bad, unless you're really, really like drug addict, crazy, get damn it, try to kill kids or something, we're always gonna want our children to know the mother. Because we know that's who they are. They're part of them and they're part of me. So there's going to be one day in their life that they're going to be a certain way I don't understand. And I'm going to need the other half to explain that. Because, that's your shit. That's your DNA in there. Your mistakes, your sins falling upon them. And they need to know. Anyway, let's get back to this meat. We are so reversed from the way things are, and we can't even see why our children don't grow. We don't understand why things are getting worse and they're, deleting themselves. People with money get it. You know what I mean? They know to be like the father. Not all of them. Some of them want to be him, and we all know why. You already know. But the people that are just regular people and get rich, they know to live like God. They know to get a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of things, and then say, "I'm God now. I made my heaven, and now I'm gonna have kids." And I'm going to give them a little piece, a little garden, all for them with their own things. So they have a head start on life. I'm not going to send them into the world talking shit like, "Oh, you better do better than me now." No, motherfucker, give me a head start, bitch nigga. And they beat our heads in so bad that we'll look at our children and actually really believe, like, get out of my house. That's not your house. As soon as you die, that's their house. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't want that. You want to die, and then, it goes back on auction and somebody else lives in your shit. Never securing any land or property for your family. And then wonder why, your generation after generation after generation stay fucking broke. Because you had the chance to be like God, and you thought you were God. And you banished your children away into the world. And they, they broke some rules and things, some of us. But you survived through the world. You seen how cruel it was. You seen how fucked up it is out there. And you send them out there with what? Some of us give them care packs. We help them find jobs. You help them get the apartment, throw a little money on it. But dog, that's not like being like the Lord. See, when you just throw them out into the world, like, what's gonna happen, and then complain about when they fuck up. See, you think you're God now. You think you know what's going to happen, and then you're going to shit on them for making those mistakes when you are God. You should know they were going to make the mistakes and be able to forgive them because you're God. But you're not. And we don't realize we need to be like the Lord. Don't have children if you're not going to set your children up and give them their Garden of Eden. Why? Because, well, all the people that do that, your kids are going to work for their kids. And that's it. All the planning, all the go to school and do. That shit don't mean nothing, dog. That shit don't mean nothing. People don't understand what's really important anymore. You just claim, a lot of people do. There's a lot of, we ain't talking about those, dog. We're talking about us, the broken and forgotten. The ones that really never stood a chance, but you do. Because you know right from wrong. You just don't look at life the right way because we weren't shown. Sad how far gone from the word people actually are. We're too busy trying to live like Solomon and David to ever want to be like the Lord. Everybody want to be like Jesus. Everybody want to be like Yahshua. And all of them wanted to be like the Lord. I wonder why we talk about them. I wonder why we carry on their stories. A lot of my brothers and sisters have a chance. We're not broke as, You have land. You have money. Some of you, Some have family. Big families. And you don't come together and realize how easily you can have more without any education at all. Just everybody go get a fucking job. If you can't get a job, beg. You don't have to break the law. Sell water, do anything. With all the numbers you have, you will begin to see something. With all the brains together, you will begin to build something and do, and you'll start seeing that like, oh, we don't have to be fucked up. But that takes sacrifice. To actually build a community takes sacrifice. And those are the type of things majority of the generations, I don't care who you are, you're not really taught that. Like even the older generations that come past our parents and stuff, they weren't taught go and build fucking towns. Those days are over. Those type of parents are taught go get a job and buy a house and fucking, move away from your family and retire somewhere. The age of migrate your entire family to one section and start moving in everywhere in one exact spot and fucking take their land over. Not by like force or nothing, but like all try to live in the same area. Period. Just so you can be next to each other. Not take over and we're gonna run shit here. No. We're gonna be a family here. We don't have to travel to the state over there. We don't have to go over there and all this dumb shit. But oh yeah, I forgot. Everybody has individual dreams now to live in different places and stuff. I get it. I know I did. You know? And then I went places and realized, everybody has their family and friends there, and you're just a fucking new guy. And you'll never have power. Unless, do jobs and all of that stuff. But,
Oh, let's rock it.
like, trying to really have children and basing your life off the Bible and have the understanding of certain things, I really see now why it's a necessary. With the proper understanding and everything and certain things. It gives you life. It gives you what life is supposed to be. Order in the chaos. Like it says that the Lord built the entire universe and every sounds. He brought order to chaos, to darkness. It's like everybody just doesn't get it. They forgot that it's an infinite battle. It never stops. You think my father's not up there fucking holding back the darkness still or something? You think this fucking barrier around us is not him protecting us? You think that we're down here and he does nothing? This is why no one can beat him. We couldn't even realize the level of genius that he actually has. It'll blow your mind. I know it does me. It took me all these years, like 17 years of studying the Bible and saying, I feel blasphemous trying to be like God. But it tells me, be like him. Don't try to be him. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, though? What does that mean? Because you're talking about the person that decides life and death. You're talking about the person that, and then it started to all make sense. These are all things your ass gonna face in this life. And if you don't know what to do when that time comes and you make the wrong decision, you have to live or die. And living's not always the fun part. Everybody thinks dying's the worst. It's over. It's all over. You get it? It's done. It's over. I mean, some people take long to die, so, it's fucked up. But living and knowing you're wrong. Living and ruining multiple people's fucking lives and it's on your shoulders. I'd rather be gone. Living with disease, living in pain, living with regrets and all this. That dying is the easy way out. We cry for the people that fucking get to go away and never have to deal with this shit no more. We should be crying for the fucking people still alive. We have to face this. We have to endure. We have to choose. I don't cry for people that died. I cry for people that are born. I cry in joy and I cry in happiness. I cry in happiness because I know my Father's not done with us all. I'm sure once he's done with us, he's not going to let us have any more innocent babies come down here, I'm sure right around when he's done with everybody, we're not gonna be able to have babies. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure that my father would have like mercy in some type of way. You know what I mean? Cause the evil of the world gets you. What? You're gonna stop having sex or something? Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyway, really begin to understand why it says the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. You can know everything in the world. If you don't fear the Lord, you're going to try everything in the world and you're going to find out the hard way. If you fear the Lord, your knowledge will begin to work for you, because when it's time to go the other way, when it's time to whatever, you have that extra, you know? When it says to have patience, when it says to advance on your enemies, when it says to hold back from it. My father said there's a time for everything. Once you see that, certain things start making sense more than it used to. There's a time for forgiveness, I believe. Forgiving yourself. Forgiving those that tricked you. Forgiving people that hurt you. So you can grow. I realized evil, wickedness, bad people, whatever the fuck you want to call it, its only power is being acknowledged. The less you acknowledge it, the more it just loses. It's like Freddy. Freddy Krueger's power was fear. When they figured out his power, they said, oh, just stop being afraid of him. And then he never came back. He was gone. It was a wrap. That was his weakness, his power. But you know what? It took special children to come to stop him. The Dream Masters. You remember that movie? Remember how cool all the kids were? The super jocks and the fucking star quarterback and the fucking cheerleader and the dancer? No, it was all fucking rejects. Rejects and regulars. Well, in the flesh. Their endurance was astounding. Their intellect, incredible. Their bravery, way above all the normies. And they saved everyone. By sacrificing themselves. Doing the work that no one else can do. They wasn't chosen. If you don't get the point, the reason they say the children of the future is because they are. We need to equip them with knowledge and to survive. Not just live, actually survive and live. All love, all praise to the Most High.